welcome to the week of August 11th. We're here to do a tarot reading to navigate how to manage this week. There's a lot going on. Mercury retrograde ended today, and if you're in the US or has done some intense things, and it's very easy to fall down a trap of spiraling, of thinking this is the end, of being really terrified, and rightfully so. So we're going to focus on how can we get through this week, get some guidance on how, like a little bit of a roadmap for how we can make it through. I normally do these live on my Twitch channel, but I'm here today. So if you randomly clicked on this, hello. If you're from my Twitch chat, hi, miss you all. But we do them by your rising sign's element, or any sign really. You want to use your element of the sign of your choosing: water, earth, fire, air. And because we are in Leo season, I'm going to start with fire signs. So fire signs, let's see. How can you navigate the road ahead this week? We're using the beautiful Star Spinner tarot deck today. One of my favorites. And for the oracle, we're using the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck. So let's take a look. Fire signs, if you are in Aries. If you're in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, how is this week gonna go for you? How's this week going? Okay. What's the roadmap for the week ahead? Okay, well, we have Nine of Swords, understandable, Page of Wands, and the Four of Cups. I can read Roman numerals. I'm so good at this. Okay, Four of Cups. So, anxiety, right? The Nine of Swords. Anxiety is keeping us all up at night, okay? It's no understatement to say that there is a lot of things causing anxiety just in the world at large, okay? So, how to navigate the week ahead? The Four of Cups. You can only take on what you can take on this week, okay? The fours bring a moment of pause. They always speak to taking a break, taking a second to sit back and really process what we're feeling emotionally, because we are so emotionally overloaded that we are shutting down and we feel indifferent and honestly a little bit pessimistic and nihilistic, like nothing matters. So only take on what is yours to take on this week. And as much as you can, tune out the extraneous noise. Now, of course, I don't mean staying informed about what's going on and caring about, the things that are important in this world, but anything else, try to tune it out and focus on processing your own emotions and dealing with what is in your emotional control specifically. Okay? So, I just realized, hello. Hi, I'm here. Not that you need to see my face, but the Page of Wands indicates that a spark will return at some point, and that you'll feel the stirrings of it. This could also be good news coming your way this week, but all hope is not lost here, okay? There's still some urge to create, an urge to move forward, a motivation present here despite this anxiety. So let yourself feel that spark, let yourself feel that inkling, and move towards it however you can, and kind of just tune out everything else, because everything else is not productive to handling getting through this week. Okay? So, what does the Heavenly Bodies Astrology cards have to say for you fire signs? What do we have for you? Okay. Alright, well, let's just go with it because they all came out at once. We have Saturn Feels restricted, experiencing struggles, learn hard work and patience. So a lot of Saturnian energy here in this reading, with especially with this. Like, I feel like you're struggling with the way things were supposed to be, right? The way order and rules normally go. But in 2025, nothing is normal, right? So in order to navigate that and find your own sense of structure again, you just got to be patient with yourself, okay? And know that, like, it's normal to have anxiety when things are shifting so much. We also have Earth, persistence, patience, and practicality. 2 cards about patience. I sense some impatience. Are we impatient, loves? Hey, real. Totally get it. Okay? Stay as grounded as you can. Okay? What's going to help you deal with your emotions this week and sort them all out is by staying grounded. Stay as grounded as you can. Do some grounding exercises. Disconnect from the internet whenever things just feel too much. And then we have Mercury. Funnily enough, Mercury retrograde ended today. Maybe your communication's going to be clear. Maybe things are going to clear up. You're going to feel a little bit more clear-headed this week. But just know that if you need some time to yourself with this Four of Cups feeling, you know, like you have to process the world and your own emotions, it's okay to communicate that clearly to other people. Okay? It's okay. It's okay to do that. There's something wrong with that. So, overall, breathe. Deal with your emotions. Don't take on what is not yours. It's okay to have this anxiety, but know that, like, whatever spark you're feeling of creativity, it's worth pursuing that. Okay? It's worth going with it. It's worth tuning things out when you can to follow it. So, I hope you have a good week, fire signs. Much love to you. Okay, now we are going to do earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. How can you best navigate this week? Let's see. Earth signs. From one earth sign to another, I am one. What do we got? Okay, we have Seven of Cups. Lovely. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And Strength. Things seem very confusing right now. Okay. You don't know what's up, what's down, and what things are worth going for and which aren't. Fair. Okay. Lots of things are confusing right now. It's wild out there. So in order to combat this feeling of confusion and that you can't really tell what's real in regards to the choices that are being offered this week, lean into this Queen of Pentacles energy. The Queen of Pentacles energy is like, hey, screw what anyone else needs from you this week and take care of yourself. Okay, pour love and nurture into yourself. The Queen of Pentacles is very maternal energy, and this is calling you to be your own mother this week and mother yourself the way that you need to be and take care of that physical body. Grounding is very important. This is going to be very important so you can check in and help ground yourself so you can see which options are the best for you to move forward with and which emotions really belong to you, because I also feel like you're getting really confused because there's so many emotions that are being thrown on you, from whether it's people on the internet, through what is going on in the world, through your personal network of people that you have in your life. You're getting confused because you're picking up on so much that doesn't belong to you. And I think in order to allow that to clear this week and to see things better, it's very important for you to nurture your physical body, check in with yourself, make sure you're taking stock of what you've already accomplished so you can right yourself and go for the best options for you. And really go after more. We have the strength card here to remind you that you have the strength to get through this. And strength is a very nuanced card because a lot of the times it speaks to the strength that we have in our heart to persevere, the strength that, the future can be bright if we are brave enough to imagine a better future for us and our loved ones. And you have that strength, that lion-heartedness within you, and that oftentimes comes as a quiet strength through your empathy, your compassion, your caring, because that is brave and bold in this fascist world. Caring about other people is a radical act, and this card is reminding you that it's okay to care about what's going on and be affected by it. And in fact, it is your strength and it's going to help push you forward. But there is a limit and you're feeling it and you're feeling very stressed. I feel like this card wouldn't come up if you weren't. And it's a reminder that it's okay to feel overwhelmed and knocked down by this. And that's why it's time to take care of yourself in the coming days. Pour your resources into yourself so you can see things more clearly and understand that it is important to still see a brighter future and to move forward, and that you do possess the strength to see it through. Okay, Earth signs, if anyone is going to craft a better future for us and get the job done, it's Earth signs. So I know you have the fortitude within you. You just have to allow yourself to recharge and see things a little bit more clearly, especially when it comes to your emotions this week. Be patient with yourself. Now, what do the astrology cards have to say for you? Ooh, yang. Okay. Productivity, expression, doing, forward motion. Okay, maybe express yourself in a way that you normally wouldn't consider productive, but it's going to show you how productive it really is. That's what I'm picking up from on this. And be proactive when it comes to taking care of yourself. Okay, be proactive, make forward motion on that, be very active in it, don't be passive in it. Okay, it's going to require you to check in with yourself every day and make sure that you take the actions to take care of yourself, nurture yourself, mother yourself. You can't just sit back and doom scroll and passively sit there and be like, well, I sat here and I didn't make myself do anything, so that means I took care of myself. When in fact, sometimes you have to get up. You have to make yourself some food. You have to shower. You have to go outside and stick your feet in the grass. You have to make those phone calls that you've been putting off. Sometimes getting up and doing is the active part of taking care of ourselves. So just some food for thought. The cards are encouraging you to do that, and I hope that you're able to see how strong and resilient and kind and caring and nurturing you really are by the end of this week. Have a good one. Okay, air signs. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What's your roadmap look like for this week? We have air signs, air signs, air signs. Whoa, lots of things. Okay. 2 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, and 5 of Wands. Okay, I get the sense that there is, on top of everything going on in the world, potentially a work conflict going on with you. There's a lot of chaos surrounding the people that you're working with. And that doesn't necessarily mean at your job, but it's just chaos in a group setting. And yes, this could definitely reference society at large if you don't have a work issue happening or you're not having an issue with people that you're working with where it's just people are at 11 and fiery and opinionated and kind of butting heads, but you're getting nowhere. That's really the vibe here. And if you're not in a similar situation to that, this is definitely reflecting just the vibes at large, because that's what's definitely going on. And how to navigate this week. Okay, we have the Two of Swords. Oftentimes, this card is about shutting everyone down, isolating yourself for a second, and listening to your own thoughts. Okay? You have decisions to make about the road ahead. We all do. Okay? We all have to make choices every single day about like how to move forward, how to be, how to exist in this hellscape, right? So it's very important for you to spend some time listening to your own internal dialogue. Okay, you're an air sign. Your mind is quick. You got a million thoughts up in there, and I feel like you really need to sort through what is yours or what has been put in there. Getting a lot of messages about everyone taking on things that really don't belong to them, whether they're the opinions of other people, the emotions of other people, the panic of other people. It's really about separating what's not yours from your own thoughts with the Two of Swords this week. So make an active effort to try to tune out the noise and listen to what is being said in your own head. Like, what are your own ideas? What decisions do you need to make moving forward? And what are you going to choose? And make sure that you're doing that with your best interest in mind. Okay, don't listen to anybody else. Don't make decisions based on what you think is happening. Don't comply in advance kind of vibes. What is it that you need, that you want right now? That's how you survive this week. Okay? And for those of you who are in a situation where the work situation is fiery intense and everybody is at 11 and you're not getting anywhere with it, I would say that contribute what you have to contribute. Let the chaotic other people contribute what they're going to contribute, and try to come to a compromise in the middle. I feel like if you make it known that you're willing to listen, maybe the intensity will come down a little bit. If not, do what you got to do to get through it, and just know that you did your part and they didn't do their part. So that's not really on you. And if it is somehow, well, I really do see it sorting itself out. And this person, the vibe that I just get, like, whoever is causing the issue is going to be the one facing the consequences. I don't know if that helps anybody, but that's just what I'm picking up from the situation. Okay, your astrology card here is sextile, a combination of tension, flow, and potentially a rewarding situation. Okay, so the tension is at the breaking point. It's going to snap, and it could be rewarding to you. That's why it's very important that you listen to what it is you want and make decisions based on what you want. And if you are the one facing, the difficulty, like butting heads with someone, you're going to come out on top. But like, just go with the flow as much as you can this week and just do what's best for you. Okay? Listen to your own ideas, your mind, your thoughts, and you're gonna make it through. You're gonna make it through. Okay, air signs? I hope you have a wonderful week. All right, last but not least, water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, not Aquarius, Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. How can you best navigate this week? All right, water signs. Ooh, okay, we have the Hermit, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. All right, well, in order for you to protect, okay, jumping right in with this. In order for you to protect that inner child, that sensitive part of you, the very vulnerable, like, inner kid that lives within all of us, that whose magic really does touch a lot of people in your life, I will say. In order to protect that and make sure no harm comes, more harm comes to this inner child that just sees the magic in everything, you're going to have to spend some time alone, just dealing with your own emotions this week. The Hermit is a pause. It's to go internal. It's to shut out the noise, okay? It's getting back to our own guiding light. I feel like if you've been led astray, which who hasn't, in this hell of a year, it's really important for you to at least take one day this week and just spend it with you, getting back to the things that you find really important, getting back to finding your own lantern, being your own lantern, guiding your own way, okay? And that's going to come with stepping into this Queen of Swords energy, okay? Really being direct with people, not taking any bullshit, and making sure your thoughts are clear and direct. And I know water signs can be people pleasers. They absolutely can. They can be afraid of hurting other people's feelings. And then at some point, they just snap when they have taken on too much and then come across very harsh because they've hit their breaking point. And the Queen of Swords is like, if you're afraid of becoming that, a Queen of Swords energy is happily, like, you know, in the middle of those two things. Sometimes she can be perceived as cold, right? Sure. But she hasn't snapped and hit the breaking point and become, like, mean. So just be clear. Just be clear about what you want and what you need, and that you need to spend some time alone. And if you're short with people, that's okay. Really, I feel like this week overall for all four elements, we've gotten this repeated message that it's very important this week, especially with everything that's going on, to make sure we're not taking on anything that doesn't belong to us and coming back to center, because it's going to be really important for all of us to move forward and contribute what we need to our communities, and be there and show up for each other and to show up and be on the right side of history. It's important right now to make sure that we are not taking on things that don't belong to us, so we can recenter, refuel, and figure out what our strengths are when it comes to what we have to share with everybody in the world and just in our own lives in general. So, hermit a little, it's okay. You're going to come back to center. You're going to remember what you want and how to move forward the way that feels best for you. And you're going to protect that inner Page of Cups that lives within all of us, who just sees the magic, sees the potential, who is a dreamer, who dares to dream of, you know, like the perfect world. That part of you really needs to be protected this week, because it is being hit left and right by things that want to crush it. So make sure you just spend some time alone and isolate. It's okay to isolate. You know, it's okay to isolate, especially if you have the privilege to do so a little bit, so you can recharge and then come back out into the world when the world needs you the most. Okay, water signs, I feel like you especially need that message, because you're very sensitive. You take on what is, you know, doesn't belong to you often, and do need more time to recharge than other signs. So it's okay to take some time to recharge. Okay, water signs, your astrology card, whoa, okay, is Chiron. Hurt and heal. Perfect time to spend some time by yourself, letting people know, you know, what you need, because you really need to heal from the hurt, especially the hurt that was caused when you were younger. This is all part of the healing process. You might feel a little bit raw this week, but that's okay. You got this. Give yourself time to regenerate and heal, and definitely be patient with yourself. Thank you all, if you made it to this point in the video, for watching. I really appreciate you, especially my Twitch community. You've heard me say this many times before, but I have not been live nearly as much as I wanted to this year, so I want to at least start recording more of these when I can't be here, when I have the time, because I really love just pulling cards for everybody, so I hope this was helpful to you. I hope this was helpful. I definitely think we all need a little bit of guidance on how to navigate what's going on, because it seems like the end of the world sometimes, and it can be really easy to fall into doomerism and nihilism and just think that we can't do anything. What we can do is be here for each other, right? That's very important. It's very important no matter what happens. We have to be here for each other, and it seems like this week is a good week to kind of recharge, refocus, remember what belongs to you, so you can show up being your best, most authentic self in a time of need. So, I'm with you, love you, and I will see you all very, very soon.